anger. It shows up uninvited, fast, fiery, and often louder than logic. But here's the truth: anger isn't the enemy. It's your early warning system. It flares up when your values are violated, when you feel disrespected, unheard, or crossed. But here's the truth: anger is only the beginning. What happens next, that's where your power lives. The Stoics didn't teach us to suppress our emotions. They taught us to understand them, to examine them like messages from the mind. As Epictetus once said, people are not disturbed by things, but by their opinions about things. That means anger is not a command. It's a question. It asks, what judgment brought this up? And what response will honor your principles, not betray them? This video will walk you through 5 Stoic responses to anger, tools that transform outbursts into strength and emotional chaos into clarity. These are not abstract theories. They are daily practices backed by Stoic philosophy and modern psychology, designed to help you stay composed under fire and grow stronger each time the storm rises. Welcome to Stoic Philosophy Daily, where your story matters. Share your experience or your biggest struggle below. Every comment you leave is a gift. Here, your voice matters. We read with care, answer with heart, and treat your journey as part of our own. This is more than a channel. It's a circle of strength. If you're ready to stop letting anger control your story, drop a comment right now. I choose clarity over chaos. And share this with someone who needs calm more than control. Let's begin. 1. Label the emotion to tame the reaction. Anger is like a storm cloud. It builds quietly, then bursts. But before it pours down and floods your decisions, you have a window, a brief moment to name it. I'm angry. I'm tense. This moment hurt me. That small act of naming might seem weak, but it's the first move from chaos to clarity. Emotionally intelligent people don't pretend they're fine. They don't numb out or distract themselves. They pause, breathe, and say, "This is anger." Just 3 words, but they activate your thinking brain and silence the panic. Neuroscience calls this effect labeling. The Stoics practiced it long before science caught up. Marcus Aurelius would write down his frustrations in his private journal, not to vent, but to understand. What is this emotion? What caused it? What response aligns with who I want to be? That's how he built distance between emotion and action. In modern terms, he was learning to hold the steering wheel of his mind, even when the engine was roaring. And why does this work? Because anger, like all strong emotions, hijacks your mind through your amygdala, the alarm system of the brain. It can't tell the difference between disrespect and danger. It just screams. But the moment you name it, you shift control back to the prefrontal cortex. It's like turning on a light in a dark room. You stop reacting and start choosing. Think of it like this: if you don't name the storm, you can't navigate it. You'll drift, thrown around by emotion until something breaks. Your words, your relationships, or your self-respect. But if you can pause, label it, even whisper, "This is anger," you plant your feet in the middle of the wind. That moment is power. Try this. Next time you feel tension rising, pause. Say it clearly, "I'm feeling anger." Then ask, why? What boundary feels crossed? What story am I telling myself right now? You can write it down, speak it out loud, or hold the thought in stillness. You might feel resistance at first. Your mind may want to explode, justify, or blame. That's natural. But stay with the question. It breaks the cycle of blind reaction and gives your awareness room to grow. Unnamed anger festers. It leaks into sarcasm, silence, or shame. It hardens into moods you can't explain. But named anger becomes manageable. It becomes something you can work with. This isn't about controlling emotion through force. It's about translating the signal before it takes the wheel. The more often you name it, the less scary it becomes. It no longer owns you. You see it, you shape it, you choose again. At Stoic Daily, we believe emotional mastery begins not with suppression, but with awareness. Drop in the comments, I name my emotions to own my actions. What's one moment this week where you caught anger early? 2. Speak before you snap. Anger is loud, but real strength is quiet. The emotionally undisciplined react. The emotionally intelligent respond. And that begins not with silence, but with speech, because anger at its core is a boundary alarm. It rises when something inside you feels crossed, dismissed, or unseen. The problem is when that alarm blares unchecked, it doesn't just alert you, it hijacks you. Once you've named your anger, the next move isn't to bottle it up or let it explode. It's to speak it with intention. Imagine your rage as fire. Left untended, it burns. Repressed, it smolders under the surface, filling your inner world with sarcasm, cold silence, passive tension. But if you channel it through the right words, it becomes heat with purpose. Something that can warm, signal, and illuminate instead of incinerate. Emotionally intelligent people create space between their feelings and their reactions. In that space, the nervous system settles, the pulse slows, and the thinking mind comes back online. This is the difference between throwing a stone and laying a brick. One destroys, the other builds. They choose words instead of weapons. I felt hurt when I was interrupted. I need to talk through what just happened. These aren't soft phrases, they're anchors. They signal boundaries without building walls, clarity without combat. Epictetus said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." But when we do speak, especially in anger, we must do so with precision, because in anger, the ego wants victory, but the soul wants understanding. If you don't slow down, your words become arrows shot from a shaking hand. If you do, they become bridges laid with care. This is how anger becomes a tool for self-respect, rather than a wrecking ball. Try this. The next time you feel the heat rising, step back. Say nothing for 60 seconds. Feel your body, the tight jaw, the quick breath, the pressure in your chest. That awareness alone begins cooling the surge. Then ask yourself, do I want to win or do I want to be understood? If clarity is your goal, prepare a sentence that starts with I, not you. Your brain may resist. It may want to accuse, justify, or attack. That's the old pattern fighting for control. Stay steady, speak slowly, like someone who respects their own truth, enough not to shout it. This isn't about being passive. It's about being principled. Words spoken with calm can shake a room harder than screams, because calm signals control and control signals strength. When people see that your anger comes with clarity instead of chaos, they lower their defenses. Trust grows, conversations open, and your self-respect deepens because you prove to yourself that emotion does not own you, you guide it. At Stoic Daily, we believe every word you choose is a reflection of your inner world. Comment below, I speak with purpose, not impulse. When was the last time you used calm? Words in a heated moment? 3. Take ownership of anger. Anger often feels like someone else's fault. They disrespected you, they crossed the line, they triggered it. But emotionally intelligent people know your anger is yours. The moment you own that, you reclaim power, because beneath every flare of anger is a personal value that feels threatened, a line inside you that feels stepped on. When you see that, anger stops being chaos and starts becoming information. It's tempting to see anger as something done to us, but in truth, it's something built within us. The Stoics knew this well. Epictetus taught, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Blame feels relieving at first. like dropping a heavy bag at someone else's feet. But hours later, the weight is still in your chest. Responsibility, on the other hand, feels heavier in the moment but lighter over time. Because now you can move. Owning your anger doesn't mean excusing bad behavior. It means refusing to let someone else control your emotional weather. Think of it like this. Other people may throw the spark, but you decide whether your inner field is dry grass or solid ground. When you say, "They made me angry," you hand them the wheel of your inner world. When you say, "I felt anger and I choose how to move forward," you take it back. That shift is subtle, but it's the difference between drifting in a current and steering a boat. Try this. Next time someone upsets you, pause and ask, what boundary inside me just got hit? Is it respect, fairness, feeling heard? Then ask, is this inside my control or outside? You may notice an inner resistance here. The mind wants justice, validation, and an apology. That craving is natural, but staying there keeps you hooked to the other person's behavior. The moment you turn inward, even slightly, your nervous system begins to settle. You're back on your side of the boundary. Suddenly, instead of spiraling into reaction, you're standing on solid ground. The body doesn't lie. Pay attention to it. When you're triggered, your breath shortens, your jaw tightens, your shoulders rise like you're bracing for impact. These signals are not the enemy. They are messengers saying, something matters here. Step outside, stretch, breathe slowly, feel your feet on the floor. These actions tell your body, I am safe, I am choosing. It's not a weakness, it's wisdom in motion. You're cooling the fire so it can give light instead of smoke. Responsibility is emotional strength disguised as silence. Sometimes the strongest move is not revenge, not words, but stillness, the kind that says, I'm not giving this moment the power to make me betray who I am. That stillness is not suppression. It is under control, returning to its rightful owner. Over time, each moment you choose ownership instead of blame builds an inner backbone, steady, quiet, dependable. At Stoic Daily, we believe self-mastery begins when you stop outsourcing your emotions. Comment below, I own the fire. What's one moment you chose calm over chaos? 4. Let the fire build, not burn. Anger is fire. It can scorch everything around you, or it can forge something unbreakable. The difference isn't the fire, it's the hand that holds it. Emotionally intelligent people don't fear anger. They don't suppress it or let it explode. They shape it, because they know behind every flash of rage is energy, raw, powerful, demanding to move. That energy isn't the problem, it's what you do with it. Most people either erupt or implode. They scream, lash out, or stay silent and boil inside. But both are forms of being controlled. The Stoic sees the third way, not release, not repression, but redirection. Because anger at its root is a protest from the soul. It's your inner compass screaming, something here matters. That spark isn't a weakness. It's moral data. It shows you what you care about. Anger doesn't want silence, it wants motion, but motion with meaning. Seneca warned of the chaos of anger, yet he also hinted at its sacred function, to wake us up. When injustice knocks, when betrayal stings, when disrespect bruises your worth, that burning in your chest isn't a flaw. It's a flare from your core values, but a flare is only helpful if you know how to read it. Try this. The next time anger swells, imagine it like steam building in a pressure cooker. Left unvented, it explodes. But if you channel it through the right pipe, it powers a train. Ask yourself, what would honoring this emotion look like in action? Maybe it's setting a boundary. Perhaps it's building something new. Maybe it's walking away, not in defeat, but in clarity, and even writing a letter you don't send, and even scrubbing the floor. Movement doesn't need an audience to be real. Anger that isn't given direction hardens into resentment, and resentment turns vibrant people into bitter ones. But when you offer that energy a shape, a boundary, a decision, a conversation, it becomes a current that moves you toward yourself. And that is where real power begins. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." That's not a weakness. That's a flex of will. That's saying, I won't let pain make me become what I hate. It's the decision to carry fire not in your hands, but in your chest, contained, purposeful, alive. This is emotional blacksmithing. The heat is real, but the hammer is reason, and the shape you forge is your character. With every thoughtful step, the anger that once shook you begins to build you. Your voice gets calmer, your choices get cleaner, and your life begins to mirror your values, not your reactions. At Stoic Daily, we believe anger is not a flaw to fight, but a force to forge. Shape it, honor it, let it teach you. Then move, not louder, but wiser. Share below. What has your anger taught you about what you truly value? 5. Listen to the message, not just the noise. Anger is never random. It doesn't just appear to disturb you. It arrives like a knock at the door of your inner life. Loud, urgent, impossible to ignore. The question is not, how do I get rid of this? The real question is, what is this trying to show me? Emotionally intelligent people don't run from anger. They lean toward it with curiosity. Anger is often a guardian emotion. It stands in front of something more vulnerable, hurt, fearful, disappointed, or an old wound that never fully healed. On the surface, anger feels powerful. Underneath, there is often something tender asking to be seen. When you pause and ask what value of mine feels violated, you begin to discover the invisible rules you live by. Respect, fairness, loyalty, truth. Anger draws a bright line around what matters to you. It says, this crosses a boundary. Without anger, you might tolerate what slowly erodes your self-respect. But here's where reflection deepens. Ask, is this situation new or is it familiar? Repeated anger often stems from an old story. Maybe the tone someone used echoes childhood dismissal. Maybe feeling ignored awakens an old fear of not being enough. The present moment presses a bruise that was already there. When you see this, anger stops being about them and becomes information about you. That is not to blame, that is clarity. Seneca practiced nightly reflection, reviewing his emotions not to shame himself, but to understand his patterns. Journaling does the same for us today. When you write, why did this affect me so strongly? You slow down the emotional storm. The fog clears. You begin to see whether the anger belongs to the present or is an echo from the past. Try this. When anger lingers, write 3 lines. What happened? What I felt? What value or fear might be underneath? Then sit with the answer instead of rushing to fix the outside world. Often the change needed is internal, a boundary you haven't voiced, a wound you haven't faced, or an expectation that no longer fits who you're becoming. Anger is a mirror. Sometimes it reflects injustice that needs action. Other times it reflects pain that needs healing. The emotionally mature person doesn't smash the mirror. They look into it, they adjust, they grow. The Stoics never tried to erase emotion. They studied it, because emotion is raw material for wisdom. When anger becomes reflection instead of reaction, it stops ruling you. It starts teaching you. At Stoic Daily, we believe every emotion carries a lesson about who you are becoming. Comment below, I listen before I react. What has your anger revealed about what truly matters to you? The Stoic way to burn clean. They don't just stay calm. They become the calm in the room. When emotions run high, their presence lowers the temperature. When chaos hits, they don't get pulled under. they become the anchor. That's not because they suppress their feelings, but because they've trained their minds to lead, not follow, in moments of intensity. They've learned that strength isn't the absence of emotion, but the clarity to guide it. As Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." This is what it means to master anger, not by force, but by understanding, not by avoiding it, but by transforming it into a tool for action, not by being perfect, but by being prepared. Every breath you take when angry, every pause before you speak, every journal entry you write, those are bricks in the foundation of your inner fortress. And that fortress doesn't make you distant. It makes you dependable. It lets you feel deeply without being ruled. To act with purpose, not panic. To respond, not react. At Stoic Philosophy Daily, we believe real power is quiet, trained, and thoughtful. Your anger doesn't have to control you. It can build you. Share in the comments. Which lesson hit you the most? What do you want to practice first? If this message resonated, like and subscribe. And next time anger visits, ask, "What is this here to teach me?"
If you're seeking more, discover the full path on my channel, Stoic Philosophy Daily.